damn it. You really don't like that documentary? I thought you would have found it at least somewhat interesting. Okay, whatever.
I thought it was interesting, Joe.
Oh, thank you, Dylan.
It wasn't that bad. What was the name of it again?
It's called Juventus, A History in Black and White. Coincidentally, it is in black and white.
That's cute. It's really cute.
What do you want? Films were made in black and white. Juventus's colors are black and white.
Yawn. Yawn. Yawn.
All right, what's up, guys? This is Dylan, Rui, and Joe here for the Red Card Report podcast, episode 3.
Yo.
We've got a quick episode for you today. There was a lot of news going on about Leonardo Bonucci and his transfer rumors between, AC Milan and Juventus, and this was a hot topic between Rui and Joe, so we wanted to do a quick episode on all the news surrounding this story.
This I don't know if you guys want to mad. Like, I want to yell
background on the story on what exactly is going on.
I want to yell. I want to
mutual
cry.
With Joe's. Just
Who
make
does
up your mind.
Like this?
Make up your mind.
Exactly.
Like, why are you acting like this? You're the captain of our team.
Yeah, so
you're the best player on our team.
Let me ask you that. As a Milan fan, your own captain is requesting a transfer back to a team that he played for, a rival team, nonetheless.
1 year.
I can't understand.
1 year.
Exactly.
You spent 1 year with your team.
Yeah, 1 year.
How does that make you feel? Betrayed? Bewildered?
It's mind-boggling. When you come to Milan to start a new chapter in your career, to get away from the mess, his mess, that he started at Juve. To get away from that, start somewhere new. You said that your bond faded at Juve, had nothing to do with Allegri, even though it did.
So there's a whole story there, too.
With Allegri, nothing to do with Barzagli or the incidents that we heard about in the Champions League final at the halftime with Barzagli, Dybala, and even
Buffon, I think, was even
Alves,
involved.
Dani Alves throughout the season. I heard that those two didn't get along. You wanted to get away from all that. You come to Milan. You wanted to play for Milan because all the Milan legends, when you were a boy, influenced you to play soccer, to play football, to pursue it as a career because he was a great player. And as he got older, Alessandro Nesta was his idol.
At least that's what he said, right?
This is what he said on Milan TV.
Yeah.
That, growing up, all the legends that I saw, they all played for Milan.
Maldini, Nesta, Costa Curta.
Especially players from his position.
Yeah. Most of all, Maldini.
And we can't deny that Milan has a history of having great defenders.
Yeah. I'll admit that. Yep, I'll admit that right here.
Italians in general always produce great defenders.
But Milan especially.
But Milan definitely takes the cake on that.
You can't beat Maldini and Nesta. That's just, those are two of the best
Costa
of all time.
Curta, but the other great defenders as well. But
going back, yeah. He said that those were his idols, right?
Those were his idols. You come here, you want to start something new. He knew what he was getting himself into. He knew Milan, he wasn't going to win something with Milan.
At least not right away.
Not right away.
Well, he wanted the show to be about him.
You think?
I think so. I think he wanted the show to be about him. He obviously wanted the captain's band.
They gave that to him.
I thought that wasn't like a part of his, like, the deal.
I think that's what Milan threw in.
Yeah, they're like,
we want you to be the captain, which who else would you want to be the captain of that team? Because practically the entire starting 11 was new.
Yeah, you're right.
Suso,
no,
Donnarumma,
not a captain.
Donnarumma,
not a captain yet.
He still needs 8-10 years more for that. But
exactly, too young.
I don't understand. And to be honest with you, I don't want him on my team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how can you go back to Milan?
Neither one of you guys want him on your team at this point.
No, I don't want him back.
It looks like they'll probably end up getting him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. The more I think about it, the more this is turning into like the Cristiano Ronaldo rumors. Mm-hmm. It's just constantly coming out. People at first, Juve fans are like, "Nah, don't believe that. We're not going to spend $100 million on this guy. That's not us. We wouldn't do something like that." But that thing just kept going and going and going.
One person reported, then another person reported it.
This was becoming 7-8 days of those rumors. This is the same thing.
I don't want him back on my team. When he said that he was going to Milan, I remember Rui's face. I remember Rui's face when he told me, guess what? Bonucci's going to Milan.
Yeah, everyone
And
would
he
be
was-
ecstatic. He was the best defender in the world at the time.
He was smiling right at my face, and I was like, that really hurt. It hurt me because I was expecting Bonucci to stay there for a very long time. Maybe not retire at Juve, but
he
at
was
least
supposed
stay
to.
there.
He literally told 3 months. Was it 3 months before he left for AC Milan? He told Juventus reporters, and he went on record that he wanted to finish out his contract. And
Yeah,
he
I
was-
actually have his quote here.
Yeah, what did you say?
Because I just want to clarify this to everyone that's listening. I don't know if Allegri will move to the Premier League. And this is in
when
March.
Yeah, this is when Allegri
This is
was
after
being linked.
that incident that him and Allegri had.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Allegri will move to the Premier League, but I am going to be a part of this club until 2021. It is therefore up to the club if they want to keep me or send me away, but I hope to honor my contract.
This was not Juventus'
and then
fault.
he asked out.
No.
He asked to be sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he asked out. Yep.
This is all him.
And
It was always all
So you
him.
say that,
and him
So-
denying the altercations with
Allegri.
Alves and Barzagli and Dybala at halftime.
Of the Champions League final.
Yeah, something wasn't right.
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows exactly
Nobody knows.
what was said.
so he goes from being with Juve, telling everyone I'm going to fulfill the rest of my contract till 2021, to 3 months later leaving for AC Milan, well, asking out and then leaving to AC Milan, only to play a year with AC Milan, have a shit first half of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
he
his
did-
defense, he did have major improvement in the second half. The whole team
The whole
did.
team had
The
a
whole
major
team did.
improvement in the second half.
and that was because of Gattuso.
Right. And then you go to playing 1 year for Milan, and then all of a sudden, and the greatest player of all time, or one of the greatest players of all time, decides to sign with your former team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and now you want back. Now you want to run back to your home club.
You know what's funny about that too? There's also been rumors saying that in January, Bonucci
to leave.
wanted to come back to Juventus.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, at
Unbelievable.
the halfway mark, the
Yeah.
transfer window.
Yeah,
middle
yeah,
of the
in
season.
January.
Yeah, yeah.
That is unreal.
Because Milan had an abysmal first half. I mean, since Gattuso got there in November,
Big turnaround.
big turnaround. They're number 4 in points in Serie A, and the last half of the season, they were number 3 in points in Serie A.
And that was because of Gattuso and the way he
Yeah.
organized the team, and he organized that defense better so that way Bonucci could shine. And I remember when Juventus played Milan at home in Turin, and Bonucci scored a tying goal, and he celebrated. But he ran over to his old fans first because he was going to run to the Juventus fans, but he's like, oh wait, and he ran back over to the Milan fans. He has no idea what he really wants. This guy,
It's funny because I was actually laughing when that happened.
I know you were like, I think that you even texted me. You're like,
I was
guess
like, yeah,
who scored?
smothered it. Smothered it in all their faces. But, because at that time I thought it was more of the club.
You think it was more
of
Juventus'
Juve. I
fault?
thought it was really dumb just for letting him go. They didn't do enough to keep him.
And for that price too.
And for that price, they just got rid of him for that price. 42 million euros for the best defender in the world. 29 years old. Well, 30 years old.
30
at the
years.
time.
It was
At that
30
time.
years
Was
old
he
at
30?
the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was 30 at that time.
which is still prime defending years.
Harry Maguire.
Oh
okay?
my God,
His
that's
price
right.
tag is what, around 65 million pounds?
His rumored price
70
tag
million
right
pounds?
now. Yeah, his rumored price tag right now. He might be going to Manchester United for actually more than that, 75, or was it 73?
Whatever.
Something like
Yeah,
something
it
in
was,
that
I believe
ballpark.
it was a little higher than 65. Yeah,
Van
for
Dijk.
Harry Maguire,
75 million.
Joe's hero.
I know, but 11 shots, dude.
11
shots.
shots,
Hashtag
yeah.
11 shots.
But talk about inflated, and then Bonucci gets bought for 40 million. We just gave him to you guys.
Yeah, they just
Honestly.
wanted to get rid of him.
Probably because he was just so toxic in those specific incidents. And now he wants to come back. I don't know. Did you see the deal that's on the table?
There's multiple deals.
Yeah, you're right. There is more than one.
There's a couple of deals, and AC Milan would be stupid to pass some of them up.
Yeah.
A lot of them involve Higuain, and a lot of them involve Caldara. Mattia Caldara, who, for those of you who don't know, is a young, very promising Italian center back who Juventus purchased from Atalanta.
I would love
I know you would.
to see Caldara and Romagnoli at the San Siro holding it down. That's amazing.
That's definitely one for the future. Like if they had
that's
Caldara.
Nesta Maldini 2.0 potentially.
Would you like that? Would you really like to see that?
Who wouldn't like to see that?
Two young center backs who are
I mean,
immensely
Juve
talented.
wanted Romagnoli earlier this year, and Romagnoli's response was, "I'm going to sign a 5-year contract with the Rossoneri."
Yeah. Juve knows where the talent is, so
They know where it
Can you-
is.
can you
I
blame
mean,
them?
there's no doubt that Romagnoli's going to be a good player. Is he going to be Nesta or Maldini level? Probably not, but he can be one of the better defenders in the world.
for sure.
But let's get back to these possible transfer deals. So we know that Bonucci wants out, and Bonucci's the main focus. What will AC Milan get for him? So the possible deals: Bonucci for Caldara, straight up,
Just a straight swap.
just straight
One
swap.
for the other.
I would take that. I would take that any day.
I know you would.
Bonucci and cash for Caldara and Higuain. I don't think Milan's going to go with that. I don't think they have the money for
It's too
that.
expensive.
Way too
Especially
expensive.
not in their situation right now.
No, I think they're going to be asking for about 55 million along with that, because they're going to the Bonucci and Caldara swap is going to offset,
Yeah, because
and then you're going to have to pay Higuain.
Higuain.
yeah.
No way. Especially he's already 30.
Yeah, they want between 50
Not
and
worth it.
60 million euros for Higuain.
Yeah.
Then there's Bonucci, Rugani, Higuain.
In place of,
for Rugani, Higuain, and also cash, which that's completely off the table because Rugani's price tag is 50 million.
Yeah. And actually, I remember today, Juventus was going to meet with Chelsea to discuss a possible Higuain and Rugani purchase, like a group deal for 100 million euros, but that fell through. So that's the most recent
If
news. with that.
if Rugani and Higuain went to Chelsea or made some sort of agreement,
I don't
this
think,
deal would have been
no
called
go.
off.
Yeah, for sure.
And
they
then
wouldn't let go of
Bonucci
Caldara
would somehow stay, or he would probably go to Manchester United or PSG.
because he wouldn't want to go back to Milan.
Yeah. And it's amazing too. I want to add, how about that tweet he had?
Oh, is it the one
Right after,
just-
the one I'm thinking of?
right after
yeah,
they-
right after
they
the
won.
ruling got overturned.
Yeah.
Or are we talking
They
about
won
two
the
different things?
Yeah. He says we're picking up
Yeah.
where we left off. It's again, where
Yeah,
are
that's
you?
pretty much what he said. After that ruling got overturned, he said we're starting from where we
left off.
where we left off, where we deserve to be.
Yeah, so as soon as that ruling got overturned and AC Milan was now again eligible to play in European competition for this year,
What exactly did he say? Because we just ad-libbed.
on his Twitter, all caps, getting back what we earned on the pitch.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, we were close.
Yeah,
we were
I mean,
close.
it wasn't
Not
word for
exactly.
word.
Anyway, what's the there's
last-
another deal.
Yeah, the last deal, and this is the most recent one. And I think this is the most accurate and probable of all. Bonucci for Caldara straight up, and also an expensive loan for Higuain with the option to buy at the end of the season.
I think if that option might even be an obligation. They might have to buy him at the end of the season. But that's just that's one of my takes, I guess. If this deal
If
even
it was an
happens.
obligation, then I don't think Milan should do it.
Oh, because it would be too much money.
It'd be too much money. If it's, okay, we're going to spend 15 million total for a fee and his salary, I think they should do it because it can put them on the map.
I feel like that was the one thing that Milan was missing all season, though, was that one clinical goal scorer.
Yeah.
And that's what Higuain is.
Yeah, it was Patrick Cutrone.
Yeah. He was the
our leading
main
scorer.
he was
He
the
had
main
18
goal.
goals in all competitions.
Because forget Kalinic.
Kalinic,
What
forget
a
it.
bum.
Andre Silva was non-existent in Serie A. He was great in the Europa League. He does have potential to be great, and I hope they can somehow keep him, but I doubt it because his price tag is high, and they want to get the money back from him.
Yeah. You think he's going to move on? I think he's going to move on.
Yeah, so I think getting Higuain is going to be great for us because that was the Achilles heel of our team last year, the number 9
Yeah.
in our attacking
For sure.
force. We just didn't put enough opportunities away, and that cost us games. That cost us points.
Yeah.
So, but
I think I might have mentioned this. It needs to be both. If one of these deals goes through, especially the ones that involve Higuain, it needs to be both of them. Like, they want Caldara, but if you want Caldara, Juve also says you have to take Higuain.
Like buy him at the end of the year?
Not as in buy him at the end of the year, but you need to take him off of our books, at least for the year. For the year.
Yeah, I think that would be the smarter decision.
Our front lineup is set. We don't
Higuain
really
is not
need
worth
Higuain.
having on your team.
There's just
to
too
come
much.
off the bench to play every, 3 games?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to have him come off the bench. It's also...
It's a waste of money.
Financially speaking, it doesn't make sense to have him and Ronaldo.
They have Mandzukic for that.
Not to mention, if you want, you can push Dybala up front if you really want to play with 2 strikers. Scenarios.
Ronaldo and Dybala would be perfect.
But they won't put him 2 strikers up top. They're going to leave him solo.
No, I think that's where Ronaldo really shines is by himself up front, and they're going to have Douglas Costa. They're going to have Bernardeschi on the right. Dybala will fit in there somewhere. There's no room up front.
Right, anymore. You don't really need Higuain because, for the most part, you're going to be playing Ronaldo by himself.
Exactly. And he's going to be earning so much money. Right. I think you might have touched on that for like a split second. Ronaldo, it's just not fiscally responsible to have both Higuain and Ronaldo on your books. Ronaldo's going to be making 30 million euros after tax. Higuain makes 7.5, which is nowhere near Ronaldo's amount, but still, he's the second highest earner on Juventus. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, we're digressing from the whole Bonucci thing.
Now, I have a question for you. I think if Juventus are clearly pursuing him. Where do you think he will fit on Juve next year?
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm even talking about this. I'm still bewildered that I'm talking about.
You should get used to talking about this because it's most likely going to happen, Joe.
I think it's going to happen. And you know what? If you want to put all emotions aside, will Juventus be better next year in the back?
Yeah, it sucks to admit, but
not only that, but okay. So let's think of this, and not to interrupt.
Remember that question, though, Rui. I will answer that.
I know you kind of hate this move right now.
I really do.
We all kind of hate this move.
I hate that it's even on the table.
I'm gonna love this move if it goes through.
So knowing that obviously Juve just got Ronaldo, do you think that in some ways that this isn't a bad move because you really want to try and capitalize on these 4 years or 4-year contract, right?
Yeah, 4-year contract.
4-year contract with Ronaldo. So do you want to bring Bonucci in and really try to capitalize and maximize your opportunity, maximize your chances for a Champions League final and do as much as you can with?
I know exactly where you're going with that, and yeah, I have to say yes. Bonucci is a Champions League ready center back, and Caldara is not. That is a definite. Does Caldara have talent? For sure. Will he probably develop into a Champions League quality center back? Yeah, but there's just no doubt in my mind that Bonucci is experienced in that regard. Caldara is not. He offers something that Caldara doesn't. He offers that sort of assurance, and he knows how to play with Chiellini. He knows the club. He knows what's expected of him. It's a clear move from Juventus that they're gunning for the Champions League. They made that clear blatantly with Ronaldo, but even more so now with Bonucci because of his Champions League pedigree. That's why.
Right. No, the more that I thought about it, it's really not that bad of an idea to grab Bonucci, having that veteran presence, and obviously these next couple of years you're going to really, really push for Champions League
to win everything. But You're right. Despite
the fact that we don't necessarily like the move, I see the logic.
You want to look at this more as a business decision and not just an emotional one, because the Juve fans that are totally against this are the ones that are thinking emotionally. They're not really thinking business.
Can you blame them, though?
No, I don't blame them. I mean, I feel the same way. Of course, I would love Bonucci to stay at Milan, but if he doesn't want to be there, he needs to leave. If he's not happy, he needs to leave. He's our captain. He needs to leave Milan and go elsewhere where he will be happy. And if Juve is a place, then it's better for him. But this brings me to another question. Okay.
Shoot.
Getting Bonucci.
Yeah.
Are they thinking Champions League within the next 2 years?
I think they're thinking the Champions League immediately. I mean, that's why they brought in Ronaldo, and that's definitely why they're bringing in Bonucci.
And would it be worth losing Caldara for the future?
Oh my God, that is such a difficult question. I mean, Caldara isn't proven in the Champions League. He hasn't played in the Champions League. He doesn't know what it's like to play for a club this big. So, like you said, we're speaking without emotion, and that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to hold back just all the feelings that I have about the potential that Caldara holds. But at the end of the day,
you know what you're going to get.
You know what you're going to get with Bonucci, and it's a quality center back. That's just it. And Caldara he hasn't proven himself to be big club quality yet.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't, but that's the other thing that I guess that both
there,
of
and
us,
it's not guaranteed.
The potential's there. It's not guaranteed. It could totally go south. I don't think it will. But I guess that's a question for both of us. Like, how do you feel about him personally? Have you seen him play at all? Do you know anything else about him?
Well, he is a good player. He had a good season last year. Is he Juventus ready? Is he ready to take the responsibility, such as the Champions League?
It just makes me wonder why
so.
we brought him back to begin with now, if we were just going to ship him off.
I'm assuming they weren't expecting to get Ronaldo. I don't know, everything kind of changed at that point.
Yeah, everything blew up.
Yeah.
My opinion on this all, I think Juve wants Bonucci, and I think he can win over the fans.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be pissed. He's going to have to... All right. Here are my conditions for taking Bonucci back, okay? I want him to make an apology. I want him to say that he was sorry that he left, and I want him to say how glad he is to be back. He better defend that goal with his life. He better get us to the UCL. He better win us that UCL.
Yeah, and that's where I think he'll win over the fans again.
He has to. He has to do all of those things, or else it's just... He'll go down as the biggest traitor in probably in Italian football. He'll probably be the biggest traitor in Italian football.
He needs 30 clean sheets.
He needs to keep
He needs to score 20 goals. He needs to win a Champions League. He needs to score in the Champions League final.
The game winner.
And he needs to clean the stadium.
He needs to clean the stadiums afterwards.
Oh, man. Kind of reminds me of how... Fabio Cannavaro left Juve and came back. The Juve fans didn't take that lightly.
No, and that's
he's
also,
Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah, a golden ball winner. That's also what I'm kind of worried about. Are we going to be getting first half of the year Milan Bonucci, or are we going to be getting Juve Bonucci, the Bonucci that I watched, and the Bonucci that I wanted to be my captain after, Buffon retired
and Chiellini
retired? I don't know which one we're going to get. Is the pressure going to get to him? Is it? I don't know.
I don't
what's
think the
going
pressure gets to him.
No, that guy's got balls.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think he's going to. I think he's
does
going
not get to that guy. He was held at gunpoint over a watch.
That's right. Yeah. No.
And he punched the armed guy in the face, and he chased after him with his wife and kid next to him.
Oh my God. I think I remember reading that, but every time I hear that, I'm like, he did that?
I think he's a mentally tough person. I think you're going to get the Bonucci that was there before. And this is another question.
Go for it.
What is Juve going to do if he goes?
Actually,
are they going to stick with 4 in the back like they did last year, or are they going to move to 3 in the back as they did when he was there?
That is a very good question.
That 3 center back, 3 in the back, it's difficult when you don't have that playmaker.
True.
That player that's good with the ball, that has good vision, and the one that can place it quickly.
Yeah,
and that's Bonucci's that guy.
Bonucci is
that's
that
why
guy.
Juve went to 4 in the back last year. Like, Benassia had a great year.
Yeah, he was
had
good.
A very good year.
He's good.
But he's not Bonucci.
No, he's not. He can't do the things Bonucci can do. That is a very good question. And I got to give that a little bit of thought. But my knee-jerk reaction is that I think that Juventus are going to stay with a back 4. I don't think that they're going to go to a back 3, simply because Barzagli is just... He's older.
Well, Barzagli...
He's a rotational player at this point.
Barzagli already agreed to play once every 5 games.
Yeah. He's there. He's a good locker room presence to have for sure.
Great leader.
Good leader. But looking at looking at all the defenders for Juventus, I don't see any reason why they would go back to a back 3, even though that's where Bonucci feels really comfortable.
Well, if they're not going to I think they will go back to a back 3.
You think it will be Chiellini, Bonucci, Benazia?
Yeah.
That's logical. That's a definitely very logical way to go about it.
And I think they would have a rotation with Chiellini and Barzagli.
Probably. I think if anything, if they get rid of Caldara, it'll make them want to hold on to Rugani that much more.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll rotate one of them out if it's a back three. I have a feeling, though, it's going to be a back four. I just have a feeling it's going to be a back four with Alexandro, Chiellini, Bonucci, and Joao Cancelo. I think that's going to be a back four.
The back four makes sense. I don't know if you can... Again, so what would you do with Alexandro and Joao Cancelo?
You'd put them on the outside, part of the midfield. It's
logical.
That's where Ever and Dani Alves played 2 years ago.
It's true. They did do that, and, I think that it might even be a question of whatever opponent that Juventus faces, that they're going to switch up the formations at will. Allegri's very good at doing that. He's very good at just implementing new systems and just finding out what works. And
if you're
he
gonna
could
play,
do that.
If you're going to play a team that utilizes the counterattack well, or executes the counterattack well, you're going to want to have three in the back.
Yeah, because then you can get more numbers forward.
Exactly.
Here's the other thing. Bonucci played in a back four for Milan too, and he did just fine too. He did fine in either, honestly.
But he wasn't the same.
No, his role changed a little bit.
His role changed, but he wasn't playing what he was comfortable with.
It also all depends upon really what the coach wants. It all depends upon Allegri and what he sees during practices every day, what the players talk to him about. But I don't know. The more I just keep hearing myself say it, it's going to be a back four. Juventus has just gotten comfortable with that idea, and that's what they're going to go with.
If it happens, it'll certainly be interesting to see what they do or what Allegri does come up with.
Yeah. You know what? There's even talk that Benatia might just move on. Marseille is looking at him.
Bring him back to France.
Bringing him back to France. They're the biggest suitors. So yeah, that's another thing entirely.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna move on with him though.
No,
I don't think they're gonna get rid of him.
They might not.
He's crucial, especially if they go with the back three. He's gonna be the starter.
Yeah, if they do want to go with the back three, they're gonna need him
because he had a great year.
Yeah, and he's the same age as Bonucci.
For that second leg of the Champions League.
Yeah,
he cost them.
You're gonna bring that up.
He cost them.
Of course, I'm gonna bring it up, Joe. Come on.
Outside of costing you guys the Champions League, he was pretty good.
You guys are gonna give me a complex. Keep bringing this thing up.
Well, it was
Joe,
a penalty.
It was a penalty.
It was a buffoonish play. It was reckless. He had no business playing that the way he did. Poor defending, man.
Oh, the people listening can't see it right now, but his face is he's so red.
Buffon did not deserve to be sent off. I don't care what you say.
He deserved the red card.
I mean, I don't think so either, but I don't know what he said.
I don't know what he said either,
to get it. But,
he must have said something. I don't know.
Outside, all jokes aside, but outside of that play, he played very well.
Benatia.
I still think Bonucci's more valuable than he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He is more valuable than Benatia, that's for sure. And I feel like they're both very temperamental. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that they definitely share. I've seen incidences where Benatia just goes off, and Bonucci's also a little bit of that. I'm worried. I guess I keep thinking, and I'm worried about what Bonucci might do in the locker room. Will he stir up more of a mess?
I think he learned his lesson.
You think so?
I think he learned his lesson.
You think Gattuso probably beat him up a couple of times and was like...
It was going to Milan that is where he learned his lesson. Because he went in there thinking that, okay, there's new ownership, there's a completely new roster. I think we can make noise, we can get far. I think he was thinking Champions League, going to the Champions League next season. And that didn't happen. The first half of the season was a complete disaster.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything good was going to happen, right?
And then he was already planning on leaving.
He needed, an escape plan, right?
He needs to get out, and he's like, I think I made a huge mistake coming here.
Why
I should have never left Juventus. Juventus is still doing well without me.
Yeah.
And now Juventus picks up Ronaldo.
And now everyone wants to come back. Bonucci wants to come back. Pogba wants to come back.
Everyone wants to come to Serie A.
Morata wants to come back.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't know how much time that we have left, but I want to ask this one last question. I guess it's sort of parallel to all this. We know the financial situation that Milan is currently in. Do you think that Bonucci might have... Maybe not even Bonucci, just him. But do you think any of the players knew about the sort of goings-on in the Milan sort of management system, like the financial goings-on?
They're there to play. They're there to get their paycheck at the end of the week. Whatever goes on upstairs, goes on upstairs. That's all up to them. The players, they focus. They're getting paid.
So long as they're getting paid
to do their job and win games.
Yeah.
All that other stuff, it's part of the players' jobs to ignore distractions and focus on their objectives.
I mean, it's making me think that if Milan wasn't in this financial situation, would this even be a thing? Do you think that Bonucci would still be unhappy?
He was unhappy in January.
Exactly.
This is just there's so many layers.
It doesn't
to this
surprise
thing.
now that we know more about why he left Juventus in the first place, that he was frustrated, and now he was frustrated throughout the year in Milan. Now he's asking to leave as a captain after everything that he said, after everything that he's went through.
There's just so many layers to this thing. It's
So I don't think it's the financial. I don't think it's the financial.
So we have to look at the financial thing as like an own separate issue. I just figured it might have played a role.
Sure, it played a role, but this has been an ongoing issue. As we mentioned before, it was overturned. The decision's been overturned. We are back in European competition, and he still wants out.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have mattered either way. You know what I mean?
Now, Joe, what do you think is really going to happen from all this? And do you think Bonucci, if he goes, do you think he'll ever win your heart back?
I want to like scream. That's like how torn I am about this. I want to yell because I'm just so frustrated with him. Honestly, I think that this deal might go through. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'm going to say 70%. I'm going to say it's probably just going to be a straight swap, Bonucci for Caldara, and I think the other big player that we need to offload is Higuain. I think that Chelsea is just going to buy him. No Rugani. I think Rugani is going to stay. Then, like I said, the percent, if I had to give it a percent certainty, I would say 75%. And we'll only know more as time goes on.
Okay, so you thinking that Higuain is going to Chelsea?
Yeah.
So you think it's just going to be a straight up
I think
swap?
it's just going to be a straight swap.
You don't think Milan will go after for a loan?
I don't think that Milan will go after a loan, and I don't think that Juventus will want to give a proven Serie A goal scorer to a rival. I think that would be so stupid if they did that. That would just totally ruin this transfer season for Juventus. That would just ruin it for us.
And you think that's worse than giving the best center back in the world to Milan?
It might be just as bad. I think it might be just as bad.
Because the striker position is different than...
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. It is different. And another thing, I think that if Juventus were being smart with this, they would put in a buyback clause with Caldara for whatever fee they think Bonucci is worth, because they've evaluated both of them. Bonucci and Caldara are worth the same.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put in a buyback clause for Caldara for whatever amount he is currently worth to buy him back. That's just my opinion. And if Juventus were smart, they would do that. Because if he does well at Milan, there's no reason why he should not want to come back to Juve.
Well, if he does well at Milan, and Milan has a good season, and him and Romagnoli actually end up building chemistry, would he really want to leave?
I guess that's another thing that I'm afraid of.
Because if those two pair together and they work, if that system works back there, they can be dangerous. They can have a bright future together.
Okay, so you had asked Joe the question earlier, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something to the effect of, do you think it's worth sacrificing the future in Caldara by, getting Bonucci? The more and more I think of it, I think it's worth sacrificing your future with Caldara, because if they can go on and win a couple of Champions Leagues or really, really make a push with Ronaldo there for 4 years, they're going to, look, it's Juventus. They're going to have young talent coming in. They're going to have the money to bring someone else young in. I'm not really worried about the future.
Oh, that's a really good point.
If I were Juventus, I wouldn't be worried about it.
What's the one thing that you guys haven't had? You've done everything else over the last 7 years, 10 years even.
Yeah,
except for
throughout their history, they've done
won
two. They've won 2 Champions Leagues, and out of all the big clubs in the world, they're kind of underneath Barcelona. They're below Manchester United. They're below Real Madrid. They're below AC Milan. They're below Bayern Munich. in Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
You guys have won the Scudetto so many times, 36 times or whatever it is. Would you sacrifice the Scudetto just to focus on the Champions League? I still think you guys are going to win the Scudetto. I think you guys are going to win it all.
I was just going to say, I don't think you even have to sacrifice the Scudetto.
I think they should go for it. They should go for Bonucci because he's going to give you, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
So you're going to have 2-3
Probably.
years of him.
Yeah.
You're still going to have Rugani if Caldara goes because they shouldn't get rid of Rugani.
It's just so hard because I grew accustomed to hating Bonucci so much.
Yeah, but you got to
old
put
habits
emotions
die
aside.
hard.
You have to look at it as
Yeah,
a business.
I really do. It's a business decision. And going back to what you said, Dylan, that's a really good point. And I think that you're right. I kind of just need to put a little bit more faith in the Juventus management. More talent will come through the pipeline, and hopefully they spot some. I mean, they spotted Caldara, they spotted Rugani. Who's to say that they won't find another promising Italian center back? So,
And they have the money to pick up anyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Not anyone, but someone.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, to pick up someone. So, yeah, I should probably have more faith in their management.
And right now,
We'll see.
After the Ronaldo deal, it makes sense that you have Ronaldo, you're gonna have 1 to 2 great years of Ronaldo. The third one, very good.
I hope
You hope. The fourth one, he's gonna start winding down.
he's going to be 37 at that
He's gonna
point.
be
isn't he?
37.
Damn.
Father time always wins.
Yeah, takes
So-
everyone.
If I'm a Juventus fan, I'm thinking I want 1 or 2 Champions Leagues within the next 4 years because
I
that's
think
what
a
you guys are
realistic
missing.
goal.
That's a realistic goal, and I
Yeah.
think it can happen. I think it can happen this year. So you bring Bonucci, and you guys win the Champions League. You're only upgrading. You're only improving.
And you're also not destroying your future either. You know what I mean? It's not like just by getting rid of Caldara, the future of your defense is just completely shot.
You still have Rugani.
Yeah.
Still have Rugani. I guess, like I said, I'm totally thinking emotionally. I just don't like how we can't even get one appearance from Caldara on the books, like in a legit fixture, and it's already looking like that he's going to be moving on to Milan.
It's part of business.
Yeah, and it's sneaky
Absolutely.
business, and I just I don't entirely like it.
All right. Well, on that note, we should probably just wrap it up. I know we were talking about just doing a small episode. We actually ended up running a bit over time.
Oh wow, good for us.
Yeah. But yeah, so on that note, we'll end the show here. We'll get back to you guys, next week. We'll try and, not entirely sure what we want to talk about next week, but we'll
figure. I'm sure
we've got
Transfer window's coming to a
I know,
close.
that's right, the transfer window.
We only
Actually,
have a few more.
the EPL, right?
Yep.
It was the August 9th?
August 9th.
Yeah, August 9th, the
That's a
EPL.
Thursday.
Yeah, we only have a few more weeks left. That's it, really.
Football's is just around the corner. American and English.
Yep.
And French and Spanish and Italian, all that good stuff. It's going to be an exciting next couple of weeks with this transfer market just building up. And I think within the next week, we'll know where Bonucci is going to end up. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go back to Juve? Or is he going to play elsewhere?
Yeah, I feel like you're right. This week we'll definitely know.
So, again, on that note, we'll see you guys later. As always, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, Twitter is @RCR_podcast. That's our Twitter. And our Instagram account is @RedCardReport. All one word.
All one word.
@RedCardReport. So, any last words, guys?
Forza Juve.
Forza Rossoneri.
All right, that's it.
Carolina.